Kia ora everyone, and welcome to another instalment of our partner video series. Today we are delighted to be joined by Cin7's VP of Partnerships, Michelle Calkins, all the way from Denver, Colorado in the US.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Matt. We're excited to talk today.
So tell us a little bit more about Cin7 and how it all started.
So Cin7, for those of you who may not know, is a connected inventory management platform. We have 3 products under our umbrella. We are number one here to help product sellers, so businesses who are selling anything from a retail shop to e-commerce products, get their products out to customers from their shop all the way to your doorstep if they are going online.
Let's talk about global growth. Going global is an ambition that many SaaS companies have, and in fact, software as a service and scalability and all of that stuff lends itself really well to global growth. Now we know that Cin7 is in 75 countries around the world. How have you achieved this phenomenal kind of global growth outcome, and how has Microsoft and some of our international connections been able to help you?
It's really been because we're cloud native. So Microsoft is part of how we are able to efficiently scale at the rate that we have. It's most important that a customer knows when they go to log into Cin7 on Black Friday, their portal is going to be there, the product is going to be working. Being able to scale up and down is really critical to safely and efficiently grow a global business. Growing with Microsoft has also meant that we've had a partner through this growth journey. We're not doing this alone, and it's super important that the businesses who you pick to sit next to you on your growth journey are also aligned to that, and we've been very fortunate to have Microsoft doing that with us.
One of the things that's really critical when you're thinking about global growth is scalability of your platform. Can you give us an example of how you've been able to build scalability into your platform to support a customer's success?
Yep, I love this question. So at a scale function, you have to think about your systems. You have to think about the traffic that's going to be hitting your sites, that's going to be pulling on your product. So we've been able to fluctuate that up and down according to what we are seeing in a growth perspective, if it's Black Friday coming up, for example. The other piece to that is making sure your teams are able to scale. So we have to make sure that our teams are getting the training that they are feeling poured into as we grow and as they have new tasks that they're doing and as they are expanding our product. So we really view that as twofold. One, being the product side, it has to be able to handle volume, handle support, handle the magnificent growth that we've had, but also your teams have to feel supported. They have to know that we are investing in them and that they are getting trained and supported to support our customers through the growth journey as well.
One of the things that Cin7 enables for customers is the ability to better manage compliance. How do you do this? How do you help your customers with that really tricky kind of compliance overhead they need to meet?
On a compliance factor, a lot of this is information visibility. There are local requirements, regional requirements, industry requirements that a business has to abide by. And being able to operationally have checkpoints, track supply, know where their products went, know if there's a recall, that they can handle that they know how to notify customers appropriately. All of those are business visibility pieces. It's about knowing the data that is driving your business. What we have found at Cin7 and with all of our products is that small businesses did not have a unified tool that they could rely on for compliance checking, or let's say they have a shipping label that needs to get specifically generated for hazardous material. These were not things that were available to the lower market. If you were a large enterprise, you could certainly afford a very expensive tool that could do this for you. And a small business owner was tasked with doing this on spreadsheets, which is not sustainable for the business or from a risk compliance standpoint. So our products help a business really look and say, I can be compliant because I know my information. I know where my products are going. I know where they're coming from. And I have that visibility in the unfortunate or unlikely event that their attorney says we need to pull it up and have it.
Michelle, we've talked a lot about the growth trajectory that Cin7 is on, and there's no doubt that you're in massive growth mode. Let's talk about some of the challenges that come with that. One of the biggest challenges we hear about is talent acquisition, talent retention, and also, related to that is how you create a more diverse and inclusive workspace and bring a new group of talented folks into the tech ecosystem. And in fact, Cin7 was recognised in the recent Microsoft New Zealand Partner Awards, and particularly for some of the work you're doing in this space. Tell me a little bit about how Cin7 is facing up to this talent challenge and enabling more diversity and inclusion across your business.
Diversity and having different minds and having customers who look like our employees and employees who look like our customers is paramount to being able to be successful in our view. So something that you'll hear a lot about when you hear our teams talk to each other is making sure that all of the voices are heard, that we are getting perspectives that represent the customer base that we have. We're also really pouring into our women in tech space in Auckland and making sure that we raise those voices up and partnering with partners like Microsoft to have mentorship opportunities and growth opportunities, training for our teams. All of that is, of course, centric to our Auckland office. We're very supportive of our offices globally, but every single local office is going to have a little bit of a different personality, a little bit of a different work from home, work from anywhere, work from the Auckland office if you're fortunate to be able to, and we're all just trying to support the teams as we get back together.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. Amazing insights. We've just been so lucky to have you here with us today and for you to have shared with us a little bit about the success journey that Cin7 is on, some of the insights you've got into growth and what SaaS companies can do to succeed on the global stage, and also some of your thoughts around the importance of diversity and inclusion in the workplace and why that's so critical, particularly when we're thinking about the talent squeeze that we're all facing. Hey, we've been really fortunate to have Michelle with us today, and we've been really fortunate to talk to some other great tech leaders in this series. So keep an eye on our social channels for further videos that we'll be sharing, and look forward to talking to you all again soon. Ka kite.